And let's get into that snowfall forecast now. If you're anywhere in this white, you're taking a look at about a dusting to 3 inches of snow. If you're anywhere in this lighter blue, you're taking a look at about 3 to 6 inches of snow. And then if you're anywhere in this dark blue, you're taking a look at about 6 to 10 inches of snow. So you can tell the motion of this storm. And then if you're anywhere in this purple or magenta shade, you're taking a look at about 10 to 15 inches of snow. So DC is in there, Baltimore is in there, Philadelphia is in there, New York City is in there, and Boston. And then if you're in this brighter pink, that's where I think the bullseye should set up. That's where you're at about 15 to 20 inches of snow. This could still trend a little bit south or north. It could move around a bit, but I generally feel quite confident in that.
We begin tonight with that major winter storm moving across the country, starting in the West Coast and slamming into the heartland as we come on tonight. And heading to the East Coast, D.C., Philly, New York, and Boston in the bullseye. At this hour, more than 100 million people under winter weather alerts. The powerful storm sweeping through Southern California and further north, take a look at this, washing out parts of Highway 1 near Big Sur, sending mudslides down the hills burned by fire in the San Gabriel Valley. Heavy snow in the mountains, semis under several feet of snow in Truckee, California near the Nevada border. And the snow, look at this, now reaching the suburbs just outside of Chicago and beginning to accumulate outside Wrigley Field downtown. This video courtesy of EarthCam. The Northeast already in a deep freeze, now making emergency preps for a major snowfall. ABC senior meteorologist Rob Marciano leads us off.
Tonight, the Northeast in a deep freeze. Millions enduring bitter cold temperatures. Fountains frozen over in New York City amid single-digit wind chills. And the region now bracing for a powerful winter storm and potentially blizzard conditions.
We understand that it's going to be significant. Please stay off the roads as much as you possibly can.
That system, now in the Midwest, has been hammering the West Coast for days. Some areas of California digging out from a staggering nearly 9 feet of snow. Tragically, one skier lost his life after becoming trapped in the deep snow. South of Reno, first responders rescuing a man after his vehicle got stuck. And on the coast of California, massive amounts of rain. Part of the iconic Highway 1 washing away south of Big Sur. Caltrans officials say they don't have an estimate yet for when that stretch of roadway will reopen. In the LA area, dozens of accidents on rain-slicked roads as the system moved through there. This big rig overturning, the cab going over the guardrail. Luckily, the driver not seriously hurt.
Incredible that driver's okay. Rob joins us now. Rob, time out this storm for us.
Well, it really did a number on the West Coast, Tom, and now it has the eastern half of the country in its crosshairs. Look at all the areas that are going to be impacted by winter weather. Over 20 states with warnings now in Philly, D.C., and Chicago. That's where you're seeing impacts right now. That's where the snow's piling up. In northern Illinois and Indiana, the roads are getting bad there. There are some heavier rains across the southern part of this, but the winter weather is going to be the highest impact. It gets into Indiana and Ohio tomorrow, and it weakens somewhat. The coastal lows take shape during the day tomorrow. D.C., Baltimore, you really get it tomorrow afternoon. Philly tomorrow night. New York then into Monday and Tuesday. Somewhat some rain mixing in along the coastline. That'll keep some of the numbers down as far as accumulation go. But high winds and accumulations that could exceed 10 inches in some spots in Pennsylvania.
We begin tonight with the state of emergency as a monster nor'easter takes aim with more than 80 million Americans in the path as we head into the new week. Already whiteout conditions, high winds and heavy snow battering the Midwest, over 8 inches of snow falling in Chicago alone. Frigid temperatures, look at this, leaving Lake Michigan at a frozen standstill along the shore. Major travel impacts as the storm pushes east. In Virginia, you can see it here, hundreds of crashes, including this fire truck flipping over in slick conditions. 4 firefighters transported to the hospital. The first flakes are falling this evening in Pennsylvania and D.C., and right here in New York City. Up to 18 inches of possible snow in the city. Now, schools are already canceled. The winter storm also forcing some COVID-19 vaccination sites to shut down. Our team is standing by, and we begin tonight with ABC's Janae Norman in the nation's capital.
Tonight, that monster winter storm slamming the Midwest and marching east, making travel treacherous for millions. More than 250 crashes already reported across Virginia. This fire truck flipping over on a snow-slicked road. Fortunately, no serious injuries. The heavy snow stranding drivers in Charlottesville. Good Samaritans lending a helping hand. At this hour, snow falling across Pennsylvania. New drone video showing the icy scene in Palmyra.
Thank you so much.
The storm walloping Chicago with whiteout conditions and more than 8 inches of snow.
I would stay inside if I was anybody else.
And you can see why. All that snow was too much for this Amazon delivery truck. Neighbors helping to shovel and push the truck down the block. Our Alex Perez in the city that's been blasted with 2 snowstorms in less than a week.
The heavy snow started falling here Saturday afternoon through the night and much of today, as much as an inch per hour in some areas.
The city's iconic lakefront iced over.
Where the land ends and the lake begins.
In the nation's capital, snow started falling this morning and hasn't stopped.
Washington, D.C. has some 48,000 tons of salt on hand. These crews have been out since 2 o'clock this morning, getting this salt into trucks like this and out on the roadways. The snow emergency in effect here for 45 hours, nearly 2 days of this weather expected.
And several states, including Wisconsin, Indiana, and Iowa, under more than a half foot of snow.
Janae Norman joins us now from the National Mall. Janae, we know the snow's already on the ground there in D.C., and officials across the country are saying there's a real danger with this storm.
Yeah, and Tom, you can see this snow still falling, making it nearly impossible to see the Washington Monument behind me. As D.C. braces for more over the next day and a half, the big concern is this snow mixing with icy sleet and freezing in these cold temperatures, which could make roads even more dangerous. Tom?
Okay, Janae Norman leading us off from the nation's capital tonight. Janae, thank you.
A heads up here for this powerful snowstorm. It's going to impact a lot of the Great Lakes area and the area of New England, as you can see right here, going all the way up into Maine. They are talking about 100 million people in the path of what they're calling a monumental storm. Now, this started off in California with torrential rain. It's moved its way up around the Great Lakes, around Lake Michigan, the areas of Chicago, Milwaukee. They're saying the parts of Indiana and Ohio all across this area are expected to see anywhere from 6 to 12 inches throughout the day Monday and into the evening. So it's already started to dump in areas like Baltimore. They're saying the most snowfall in Philly is expected to be seen, that they've seen within the past 5 years. So snow warnings in effect from Chicago to Richmond to Baltimore to the Washington, D.C. metropolitan area, and all through New York City. They're saying in New York, as much as 21 inches could blanket all 5 boroughs. So a heads up as it's coming down. There may be some power outages, internet outages. Who knows what we're going to see in the midst of all this, but I hope folks have a plan.
Major nor'easter picking up strength along the East Coast. New York and New Jersey have declared states of emergency. And in Chicago, Lake Michigan is frozen over after the city was hit with its second snowstorm in less than a week. Chief Meteorologist Ginger Z starts us off here in Manhattan. Ginger, what's the latest on the timing and the track of this storm? And good morning to you. Thanks for being out there.
Good morning to you, Diane. That southern tip of Lake Michigan is a perfect example of finally freezing over. Most of the Great Lakes are not, because it's been a pretty slow winter. So any snowstorm is a big deal for people like in Chicago or Indiana, and certainly here in New York City, where we've now had more than a half foot. But I want you to know this. We're only a third of the way through this storm. So you can see that 6.5 or 7 inches already adding up. We've got a whole day ahead of snow. But that rain-snow line is very important, too, and I'm going to bring you through all of the details because places in New Jersey are already picking up 9 inches like Westfield. But look at the winter storm warnings and alerts. They extend all the way down to Blue Ridge, Georgia, eastern Kentucky, right through West Virginia, and up to Maine and New Hampshire. So here's the most important part. The places that are going to see not just the most amount of snow, but the wind combined have the greatest impact. So you could see major impacts anywhere along Interstate 80 through northern New Jersey, into the Hudson Valley, certainly Long Island. We're talking about blowing still, reducing visibility. We won't probably make it to the blizzard threshold because there is a definition of 35-mile-per-hour winds for 3 hours or more, or a visibility less than a quarter mile. But it doesn't matter. De Blasio says no traveling on the roads. And I think that's a smart decision. You can see see why. The timing is going to take us through the day today. It really starts to wrap up tonight, at least in New York City. Certainly New England going to have it longer. Tuesday, you're going to see wraparound snow showers, and that's only going to add to some of those snow totals, which will easily surpass that 1 foot. So this is going to be our biggest in New York City in 5 years. And then you see the winds. On top of it all, you get gusts of 50 to even 65 miles per hour. We're seeing high wind warnings start to pop up along the coast into Connecticut, Long Island, certainly Nantucket could see gusts up there close to 50. You push the water toward the coast, and Diane, that is just one more of these impacts that we're going to end up seeing. Coastal flooding all the way from Maryland and Delaware up to coastal New Hampshire and Maine. And so this is a snowstorm that we still have 24 hours with. That's the problem. When you start with a half foot and you're like, wait a minute, we still have a long time to go, that rain snow line is going to cut the snow totals south of us. But right here from New York City to the northwest, they're going to be big.
Hopefully people can stay home, stay safe, and have a little fun and enjoy all the nice white fluffy stuff. Ginger, thank you.
Hey folks, a little bit worried about that one. Yeah, it looked like it was going to be quite a storm. Just watching it on radar, it was coming right at us, but the projected track, it was going to change and pass us to the south. Thankfully, that's what happened. We got like a very, very light dusting last night before I went to bed, and no new snow whatsoever. So I dodged a bullet on that one, thankfully. I don't like to see major winter storm. That's never, never on my agenda. So today, it's -5. It's calm, there's no wind, it's overcast, no sun, but there's no wind. Slight breeze, that's about it. And sitting here, I can actually feel it coming in the door. But look down at the bottom. Winter will attempt to make up for lost time during February across Canada. Oh goody! It's already been doing that. So we do have a warm period coming up the end of this week, and it looks like that's when the snow is going to start up again. So right at the freezing point. I'm not sure what to expect with that, but I guess we'll find out. So I saw something on Facebook. Some people may not find this amusing, but I actually found it kind of funny. If you don't know who Doug Ford is, he's the Premier of Ontario, and he's the reason for our lockdowns and that. Well, I saw this. If Doug Ford sees his shadow on Groundhog Day, do we get 6 more weeks of lockdown? I found that pretty humorous. So, I don't have a lot to do today. I haven't gone out for a couple days now. Saturday and Sunday I never went out at all. And the main reason for that is because I normally don't go out much in the winter time unless I have to. And the main reason I've been going out pretty much every day is because of the snow. I don't have my weather cam set up here because of the screens on the windows, so in order to show you the snow that we got and the effect on me, I have to actually go out to do that. So that's pretty much sent me out just about every day. So, quiet weekend, nothing happened, so I never had to go out. But I do have some shopping I gotta do today, and there's no snow thankfully, but the reason I'm going out today is because I gotta get some food. And being Monday, Timmy's has their offer up again for the 2 farmers breakfast wraps for $5. So I'm going to be taking advantage of that as well while I'm out. So I think that's all I got for updates. Yeah, I think that's it. The only other thing I can really say is our fire department's been quiet, but Blythe got 3 calls yesterday two of them simultaneously, pretty much. There was a garage fire in Godrich, and they were called for tanker support, so they sent a tanker out. And while they were out, they got a call for, it was a medical call. And then later on, they got another call for an oil fire on a stove. So they were pretty busy yesterday. That's pretty much it. Everything's been quiet. Even in the house here, everything's been quiet. I've just been working on videos and stuff. So I got one done this morning before I come out. It's a little later today. I guess it's almost 3 o'clock now. But I wanted to wait until Zach left to make sure that I'm not blocked in. I don't have to wait or anything. So I figured I'd wait for him to leave. But by the time I was finished my video, it was about that time anyway. So we're all good that way. Oh, there's one other thing. I went looking online for a replacement handle switch for the blower here. I can't find this exact one, but I did find one that would work. It costs more than the blower does, so I have a toggle switch that I bought for my old angle grinder. When the switch went on it, I was going to use it, but I ended up buying a new angle grinder anyways. So I still have that switch. I'm just going to put it on there, just toggle on and off. That's all I need. I don't need these safety switches. Not on this anyways. There's no chance of falling underneath this or anything. So that was that. And I did find this month's mask. There's not a whole lot of choices left. There's not a lot there that I like. There are more that I would be interested in, but they're only kids masks. They don't seem to make them particular ones in adult sizes. So there was a clown mask that I kind of thought was kind of interesting, but unfortunately it's a 3-pack, and the 3 are different faces, and that one clown face is the only one that I really liked. So I'll be passing on that one. So I'm not going to say what it is that I actually got. I'll show you. It won't be a preference, but it is something I'll wear. So that'll be my mask for the month, and it might be my last one if I can't find any more that I like, because I haven't seen anything. So maybe I'll have to start looking places other than Amazon. I'm not sure. So like I say, I don't have a lot to do today. I gotta trim my mustache and my beard up a little bit. It's getting kind of scraggly. And I notice in my videos when I come back I get frozen coffee, you know. I'm surprised nobody's commented on that. The ice I get snow and ice in it all the time, but I can see coffee. I don't know. I don't know how I spill coffee on myself. I don't feel it, so I don't know where it's coming from, but obviously it's there. I can see it in the videos. So I gotta trim this up. And one other thing regarding my tires. Everything's kind of frozen right now. So depending on how I feel when I get back, what I want to do is I want to take the tires off, and I'm going to take them inside and set them in the shower and let them thaw out. And that'll heat the rubber up, because the front tires, back tires are no problem, but the front tires are really difficult to get off the rims. So they just seem to fit tighter, and they're pretty hard rubber, so they don't flex very well. So I'm going to take them in and heat them up, melt all the snow and ice off of them, and get them a little bit warmer, hopefully more flexible. And then tomorrow when I come out, before I go anywhere, tomorrow or Wednesday, depending on when I go out, I'll put my new tires on. So that's about the only way I'm going to be able to do it, I think. I gotta get that snow and ice off, because even I'm gonna have to, oh, hang on a second. I think I have to clean this out just to get to the bolts to take them off. Not too bad, but scrape the ice out. Problem is, the insides of the rims are like packed with ice now. And I noticed when I went out yesterday, even underneath the fenders. So I noticed yesterday, or last time I went out, Friday, now when I went to move, the monster was kind of frozen in place. So I'm suspecting, yeah, that's like ice. That's frozen solid. So I'm expecting the same thing to happen today. It'll just sit there for a second and boom, take off on me. So that's my plan. But like I said, depends on how I feel when I get back. Okay, it kind of looked like the monster was on an angle. I thought maybe I had a flat tire. Nope, all is good. So I'm gonna head on out and see how my day goes. Okay. So I don't really want to do this right now, but there's never going to be a perfect time, I don't think, so. I drove in so I could use my overhead winch to lift the front end up. Yeah. And it's going to be interesting. But the main thing I'm concerned with right now is I got my wraps and they're warm. I want to keep them warm. I'd like to eat them while they're still warm. But I gotta do this. If I don't do it now, I'm not gonna do it. So, got to do it. And that is why I don't like working in the cold. Just doing that, my fingers are frozen already. And I really can't use gloves for that. So you can see inside the fenders here, it's just frozen solid. Tires are scraping against it. Look at all that buildup. Wow. No wonder everything gets frozen up and doesn't want to move. That's amazing. So, take these inside, stick them in the shower, let them thaw out. Actually didn't take as long as I expected it to, so that's not too bad. I'll let them thaw out and then come out tomorrow. Hopefully I won't have too much of an issue taking them off the rims. And then throw my new ones on. So that's it for today. I gotta go in before my wraps get too cold.